You know, I wasn't even going to do this stream because it's Easter. But I thought I'm finna go to the gym, kind of waiting. But why not just start it off? So let's kick it off. You ready? Let's get into it.
And how long do you do it?
What's that? You can do it for an hour, 2 hours, whatever.
What's that?
I'll say you can't film it though.
Oh, is that the secret room?
Oh, yeah, turn it off.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it behind.
Oh, that secret?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh God, I see why.
Hold on.
Alright.
No,
I guess.
leave it behind.
Well, he can show this part, right?
Yeah, but that's it.
No.
We'll be back.
No.
You can't see this part.
No. Come in.
Oh my God, it's mental. Come in.
Yo,
Literally looks like those mummies.
are we just gonna ignore De La Hoya's wife? What?
She does look like a witch, warlock. She looks like AI, honestly.
Is that?
That's the sexual predator grin.
So y'all, the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, was having a meeting with Donald Trump when he decided to show his hand, y'all. It never fails, y'all. They always seem to show their little gesture. And before y'all ask, no, his father did not come to the meeting. Before I show y'all the video, just take a look at what his hand is doing. Y'all know what it is. So as Donald Trump was talking, once Donald Trump said various countries, he looks at his hand to see if he's doing a signal right, and he does his little gesture. Y'all gotta watch this shit. Look at it. Now y'all, watch his hand. Watch when Donald Trump say what he said.
Settlement between various countries, and you're
Boom.
talking about Europe, and you're talking about Ukraine as part of that whole situation.
I know y'all seen that, right? If you ain't see it, I'ma slow it down for y'all. Watch him.
Various countries, and you're talking about.
So somebody that watched this whole little meeting said he was giving hand gestures throughout the whole thing. I don't know, y'all. I didn't see the whole thing, but I seen this one. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below.
I think you could be like reaching a little bit. I mean, he just nervous. It could be. It could be more than just the Anunnaki. You know what I mean? Like, it could just be we digging too deep.
In the comments.
Place of wisdom and power, of freedom and grace. For the way of the rebel is the way of the soul, the hero's journey that leads us ever onward into the unknown. And though the path may be dark and the way unclear, we can take comfort in the knowledge that we do not walk alone, that we are part of a great and ancient tradition, a lineage of mythic rebels and tricksters who have blazed the trail before us. So let us go forth with courage and with faith. Let us embrace the darkness and the light, the chaos and the order, the rebel and the trickster within. And
Bro, you too much wanna be the devil. It's like a ancient, what do you call these girls? The emo girls? This is an emo boy back in King Arthur days. You don't got no powers, man. Take off them damn pajamas, bro.
let us trust that, in the end, the journey will be worth the price, that the treasures we seek will be found, and that the mysteries of existence will be revealed in all their terrible and beautiful glory.
BlackRock, the world's biggest business, hijacks economies and uses it as a political tool for the benefit of one foreign country.
Allegedly, we don't know that they do that. People just think they do that.
The illusion of capitalism, the illusion of free market. All your money goes to them. As a stock market investment company, they profit off of war. Then they...
Allegedly, that we're not certain that that's what happens. Well, not we, I don't, YouTube. I didn't say that. That's what they say, YouTube. They think that.
Spend that profit lobbying politicians for more war. Then they profit on rebuilding the country, and then afterwards they own the country.
Allegedly, man, he means to say, I think that's what they do. Not me. I don't know what they do. I think they're great, YouTube. He thinks that.
It is that ridiculous. When you're sick, they profit, and when you need a remedy, they profit too. Through the stock market, they own the media, right-wing Fox News and left-wing CNN. They control both and control the illusion of choice and the illusion of opinion. While they all distract you with small petty arguments, they use both sides to convince you to be loyal to it.
Maybe they do that. I mean, we're not for certain. We, as in him and people like him, think that, YouTube.
Izzy. Most top executives at BlackRock, including the very top executive Larry Fink himself, all have Israeli roots. The company is a political apparatus, and they have 11.5 trillion with the T dollars in stock assets, and they control most of the Fortune 500 top companies in the world. BlackRock is history's biggest monopoly, and it's a political tool. And BlackRock needs to be dismantled, or else our freedom is only an illusion.
他已经拍到了吗？
我现在担心他们上面的人。
上面还有人吧？有呢，哦，好大！我操，怎么办？这咋整？
跑！
啊！跑呀！看来我们在这里安全吗？我靠！待会儿，天哪！不是，他是不是过来了？
过来了，过来了，帽子戴好，看好。
That dude said, whoa. Wait a minute. That's what he said. Wait.
我操！学会了，看清了。阿宝来了！开过来了！我操，好冰啊！
So you can make a cell phone real good, technology, all that. Great. Don't know how to take cover when there's an avalanche approaching. All that intelligence. For what?
Holy almost just died, boys.
So this how they keeping us in the United States. Passport brothers, watch yourself.
50 people have died just hours after showing symptoms for a mystery illness in the Congo. According to the World Health Organization, the outbreak began after 3 children ate a bat. Since then, 400...
Nobody ate no damn bat, man. Y'all gonna stop playing these countries like they don't wear shoes. They don't got no food over there. Africa has 54, 52, let's say 50 plus different countries on the continent of Africa. They're not eating bats over there, man.
119 cases have been recorded, and all those who died did so 48 hours after developing symptoms. The CDC have since told thedailymail.com that international risk of the disease is low.
Since November
The CDC stands for what? The Center for Disease Creation? Who knows?
last year, a lot of people have been getting this weird feeling as if there's something off. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Your mom doesn't know what it is. No one knows what it is, but it's as if there's something off. And 2025 literally feels...
Well, in all fairness, my mom doesn't know a lot. So if she feels something is off, I'd say, well, you know, it's probably dementia. If you talk about my mom.
Feels as if we're living in a different dimension or a parallel universe. So then this lady comes along. This is Cassiopeia7. She's been uploading videos since last week and she's been going viral. Everyone's talking about it.
She's been uploading videos since last week? And you doing a video on this lady because she went viral? Come on, man. She's a plant. Maybe. We don't know.
Actually, she's freaking a lot of people out with this supposed conversation that she's having with this entity called Seven.
Contact 3, that's us, fails 29,149 days after Contact 1. 4,324 days in your future, which is May 27th, 2025.
So this thing is making crazy predictions about something that's about to happen in May 2025. And at first I thought this is ridiculous. This is a LARP or a fake story to grab attention. But
I still think this is ridiculous. What'd you call it? A lark? A LARP. My bad. It's stupid. May's around the corner and now you're trying to find a new way to get us nervous and scared about stuff? Okay.
The deeper I went into this, the more I found this bizarre connection with this theory that the orbs, the alien orbs that are supposedly coming from the ocean are actually not coming from the ocean. They're actually leaving Earth for some reason.
The creator of the video that I tagged below said something that is actually terrifying. She said, what if the aliens are not coming? They're leaving.
Then there's this bizarre connection with Aleister Crowley's gray alien entity that he talked to, the alien pods.
Aleister Crowley, a very famous occultist who practiced ritual magic, he conducted a ritual that's called the Amalantra working, and he made contact with an alien named Lance.
I swear, you saying this alien's name is Lance. I know a dude named Cacophony Jackson. He looked just like this. We call him Coffee for short. He looked just like him.
This alien entity that he drew out was the first gray alien that was ever depicted. This magic ritual, it goes all the way back to the Book of Enoch. There were these fallen angels, they called the Watchers, and the Watchers came and they taught man how to use magic and these entities.
That part is true. The angels did come down and teach man how to use magic, according to what my Muslim friend said. But those angels weren't fallen. They didn't fall, because all angels can do is worship God. I know that from the Bible. I don't know what the Muslims say about that part. But as a test, to test man, and the angels told the men thousands of years ago, they say, yo, this is a test of the emergency broadcasting system, that kind of thing. So I'll teach you this, but it's a test, I'm warning you. And they was like, man, show me how to do it. So that part is true.
Taught them the
according to the Muslims.
Enochian language. Crowley said, okay, well, let's talk to these entities using that Enochian language. And he did that many times. For decades and decades, the government had this internal Pentagon group that said, hey, all this alien activity could be demonic in some way.
And this magnetic pole shift that's already happening.
So we live in Florida on the Panhandle, and this is what we're dealing with right now. It has been snowing for 5 hours straight.
This is the wildest thing I think I've ever experienced. Oh my god, it's so wild.
So this is really wild because it connects a bunch of things that people have never connected before. So what do you think?
Who knows about the demon that they call Rain Man?
Like I used to write all the time, before I started going into the Rain Man thing.
Well, Jay-Z certainly knows about him. So let me shed some light on the situation. Rain Man is allegedly a demon that up-and-coming aspiring music artists go to for fortune and fame. They allegedly make a pact to sell the soul to this guy.
Well, they're not really selling a soul, because I heard a Catholic preacher say, the soul isn't yours to sell. I agree with that. What they do is they agree to worship the demon. Remember, God's #1 rule is don't worship any god. That's the #1 rule. There's other rules. It's like 9 more. But the main one was don't worship any other gods. I don't know how, what was it, Moses? One of them. Moses, right? Worded it. So that's what you're not, I guess in a way you're forfeiting your soul. You're forfeiting your place in the Garden of Eden, I guess, when you agreed to worship the demon. So you're not really selling it. You You know what I'm saying.
And that's how their success comes into fruition. If you remember the video that Jay-Z did with Rihanna, with the image of her with her shoulders up, which looked like a Baphomet, blatantly. And Jay-Z on the song says Rain Man is back. Just tap that into Google. You will see big music moguls paying homage and mentioning this person in the music. Eminem says it on one of his songs. I'm a big believer in speaking words into existence, so I'm not going to repeat them lyrics, but just take a look at them.
Yeah, I believe that these rappers are letting demons write their songs for them. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Talking about selling is to Rain Man. Why are musicians paying homage to someone if they don't exist? Why is there a pattern of them mentioning this person? Eminem's mentioning him. Eminem is a very lyrical rapper. He's not just going to say something like that for the sake of it. There is depth and meaning behind what he's saying.
Oh, that's AI. Yeah, AI be doing stuff like that. You know, that's what that is. At first, I would have said she got high, but that's AI though. AI does that. It'll like kind of make the thing look like it's liquefying. Whenever this clip came out, we didn't know, but now AI is here and it looks really good. Like AI kind of looks as good as me in the camera. We can look back and say, stop the cap. That was, you put some creepy talk music behind it. You trying to go viral. That's AI, man.
Your former Charmed co-star, Alyssa Milano, gets a lot of credit for helping Me Too go viral.
So?
Are you proud of her?
I don't like her.
Why?
Because I think she's a lie.
Why?
Do you think I don't know these people? I'm not looking at this from the outside. I have a lot of experience. I know she's married to a CIA agent. Do the math. Who's behind Time's Up? CIA. Where do they meet? CIA. Who needs good PR? CIA. Who are part of the pimp problem? CIA.
Allegedly, YouTube. We don't know that to be true. That's just her opinion. She cut her hair off, and now she's mad at the world. So, allegedly, what she's saying. But we don't know.
These are very powerful people you're talking about.
They are. So am I.
The baddest bitches be in the house. Phone dry as fuck. We don't have a roster. We got like 2 fucking friends, and I'm only texting 1 nigga.
Now, at 38, finally, welcome to the club. Adult. You can burn all the sage you want. I'll be back. People always say, yo, you be making fun of these tarot card. They're evil, man. They're worshiping the devil. Low key, acting like they're not. Or maybe they don't realize that they are. When you play with these tarot cards, you're opening up portals. You're opening up doors to the other side. It ain't time for us to go to the other side yet. See, now when you gotta go to the other side, you want to stay here longer. So what you playing with portals and doors? Are you trying to be seductive? Like, looking at this lady, this is a demon looking at me. Not demon time. And you saying it figuratively. This woman is possessed. Like Rain Man, like what's her name said, Rihanna? Ooh, baby, come into me. Come into... Who was she even talking to? The demon. She wanted the demon to come into her. At least that's what it seems like. So I can't date a tarot card girl. But they're mad pretty. I never met an ugly tarot card girl. They exist, but I always met the good looking ones. So I gotta, shorty. Get out of here. Get out.
The wrong woman. If you let the wrong woman into your life, guys, it can take somebody who is on a path of absolute great things and success and someone who is completely focused on achieving as many amazing things in their life as possible. It can take that person and it can sideline it. Not saying it's going to keep them from reaching the heights that they were going to reach, but it can definitely sideline you. It can definitely distract you. It can force you to have to exert unnecessary energy and resources to a person who is causing all kinds of problems in your life that you...
He got a good message. I'm just distracted by his shirt and in conjunction with his beard, in conjunction with the bald head, in conjunction with the necklace, and then with the muscles. I mean, everything separately is okay. Like, you ever see a girl's face? The eyes are like kind of too close together. Her eyebrows are like way up here, but then her forehead is like down here, like a weird Sims character. You know what I mean? She got like a pear-shaped body, but then she got like a weird oblong-shaped booty. You're like, what happened to you? Like, everything separately on another person. Put this over there, that it'll look good. That's just what I see. And I'm trying to concentrate. Then you got the pictures in the back with the what? It's just, what do they say? It's doing a lot. It's doing this. It's a lot's going on, bro.
You can avoid that if you actually take the time to really get to know a woman before you deal with her. Because the right woman can absolutely be a helpmate in a man's life.
He's giving, I also like men. A woman can be a helpmate, but a man can also be. In fact, why don't y'all both come in here and help me, man and woman? That's what he's giving. You tell me. That shirt is just a little, it's like tight but loose. How you even do that? Didn't like the... Is there a such thing as a gay tattoo? I don't know. Just the whole shirt, the print on the shirt, it's very effeminate. What's happening with this guy? Is it just me? I don't know, man. It's just, I'm not used to seeing humans look like this. I'm not, not all the time.
Woman can be that missing supplementary piece in a man's life to help him go from great to being absolutely phenomenal. I'm talking about the right woman. That's why the right woman is so hard to find, though.
Corey, this one will freak you out. Okay. So the story goes, this guy is pig hunting and he's using a thermal scope. He's been on this field all night, hasn't seen anything move. He's like, you know what? I'm going to get up from this tree. He's like on some brush and he's like, I'm going to go across the field. And he's sitting there for a while and then out of nowhere, a little blob shows up. He's like, here we go. The pigs are coming in. He's locked in. He's ready, for the thing to show itself. But then it gets up and he realizes that this infrared blob is humanoid. And he said it appears to look like a naked human. Goes over to the tree that he was just sitting against and starts checking it out or sniffing it. And the guy is across the field just going like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. Then the thing is on all fours, postures up like it's about to howl. And then in a woman's voice goes, help! Oh gosh. Help! Continues to do it. The dude fires one way over the top of this thing's head. And then it goes, I'm injured, help! And then he sends another one. It runs and he sends a couple and he's like, it ran away from where my truck is, goes back to his truck, never goes in that field again.
Yeah, no. I hate that so much.
I don't know that that's a true story because white people will go check it out. Unless that's not really how white people are. White people are really smarter than they're depicted in movies. And he would never go back there again. But based on horror movie tropes, that's not a true story because the white man would have went to go see just because.
That it was a naked humanoid crawled up and was sniffing the tree the dude was just sitting on. It had been stalking him.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Earth is not a home. It's a prison. Worse than that, it's a tomb. A cosmic trap designed to cage your very soul. And no one bothered to tell you. You've been conditioned to believe this reality is all there is. Birth, school, work, family, death, rinse and repeat. But hidden beneath the layers of everyday existence is a horrifying truth. This place was engineered to enslave consciousness. The architects, beings known as the archons, they aren't metaphorical demons or abstract forces of negativity. They're ancient cosmic entities, intelligent and malevolent, who forged the material world to imprison divine sparks, souls, tricking them into identifying with flesh and bone.
This is what I call a fake deep person. I don't know if this guy has a filter on his eyes or if he put in some contacts and then he had ChatGPT write this speech for him and then he's got another AI speaking. Because everybody wants to go viral. The new way to make money is online. But everybody don't have talent. Everyone's not a performer. And I'm not hating on you if you're trying to go viral. No doubt, do your thing, get your money. I'm saying the guy talking sounds like a fake deep dude. We got dudes like this in the hood. It's just when you puffing with him and he's saying all this, you be like, word, son, word, word, word. No doubt, no doubt. You're not really listening. You can hear him, but you're like, pass that, man. Just, that's your attitude. Like, pass it. But because this guy has a British accent, you're not looking at it like that. If he was saying, yo, you know what I'm saying, son? Yo, check it out, right? So, right. If he was talking like that, you'd be like, Jamal, pass the weed, please.
You think you're free because you can choose your breakfast or your weekend plans. That's not freedom. That's a distraction. The origins of this trap go deeper than most religions dare to explore.
See, but because he sounds like his name is Neville, you're like, oh, really? Wow, it's a prison. Oh, I didn't, tell me more.
According to the secret book of John, the leader of the Archons is Yaldabaoth, an ignorant creator who fashioned this
Yaldabaoth? Man, I'm gonna slap this
realm out of arrogance and ignorance. He declared himself the only God, not out of wisdom, but out of blindness to the higher reality beyond him. His creation, this universe, is fundamentally flawed, a twisted copy of something purer, designed not for enlightenment, but for control. Yaldabaoth didn't create out of love. He created to dominate. And it's not just about physical suffering. The real prison is mental, spiritual. The Archons manipulate thought, belief, and perception. They constructed systems, governments, religions, even cultural norms, to keep you obedient. Ever wonder why life feels like a constant struggle?
No, I haven't. Well, I guess, no, I haven't. Because I don't look at the glass like it's half empty. I look at the glass like just a little bit more water in there and it'll be full. But that's just me and the people that follow this channel.
Why happiness is fleeting and suffering seems inevitable. That's not by chance. It's design. They feed off the energy generated by your confusion and despair. Every fear, every frustration, every heartbreak, it's food for them. Let's be clear, this isn't some fringe conspiracy theory cooked up in a basement. The secret book of John was suppressed because it threatened the dominant religious and political.
Now I get it. This is a demon trying to hypnotize me into believing this nonsense it's talking about. And weaker minds would listen to this. Good thing I'm from the inner city, because I just crack jokes on him. I like, yo, what happened to your eyes, man? You got to stop wearing those glasses. You got glaucoma in both of your eyes? You got to leave the sugar alone. That's what's going on with you. You got to, why you keep moving your head like this? Something's going on with you, man. You got to stop listening to this and go see a doctor, man. Something is wrong, especially with your eyes, man. Like one of your pupils is like this, another one is like that. Bruh, you got diabetes. That's what it is. That's why your eye is turning yellow. Do something with the sugar, my guy.
Powers. It suggested that the God of this world, the one many have been taught to worship, is not the ultimate source of goodness, but a deceiver. Think about how
Bro, you like a gay demon. He just you trying to get sexy? Don't do that. Fix them eyes and stop. You know, you're supposed to be Cisco or somebody like, ooh, yeah. Don't do that, man.
Radical, that is, the very foundation of the world's moral and spiritual systems built on obedience to a false god. Entire civilizations have been engineered to keep humanity asleep, chasing temporary pleasures, fearing inevitable suffering, and never questioning why.
See, he boring you. You look bored. He like, oh, well, all right, man. Normally your clothes would be off by now. That's what. Normally your shirt would be off by now. But you know, you a little more stubborn than the last person I sexually assaulted.
This tomb, Earth, is layered with barriers. Birth is the first shackle. Society reinforces the cage. And death? It's not an escape. The Archons intercept souls at the moment of passing, recycling them back into the material world. Reincarnation isn't a...
He got bored doing the act. Come on, bruh. You totally, come on, man. Don't ruin the ride. I thought you was a demon. You was trying to hypnotize you, moving your head all up and down and blinking your eyes seductively. He just like that. This chat GPT speech is longer than I thought. Damn.
Chance for growth in this system, it's the continuation of captivity. They whisper illusions of karmic balance and divine justice.
Now he back. Now he back to doing his act now. See, he's more attentive now.
Is to keep souls compliant. But the truth is far more sinister. This is a self-sustaining soul farm, a perpetual cycle of entrapment. The most insidious part? You've been conditioned to love your cage, to cherish your body, your identity.
Why do it seem like you having a staring competition with me? And then, are you getting sleepy? Because his eyes was just, he just like, I mean, this guy talking is boring. Brits are boring. They can be exciting, but this particular guy, he's boring. He don't get no hoes. I can tell. We can tell.
Your attachments, all constructs designed to keep you invested in the illusion. The Archons don't need chains. They make you chain yourself. It's psychological warfare on a cosmic scale. And for millennia, almost no one has noticed. But the Gnostics did. They
look, he tired. He like, come on, golly, man.
Documented it, risked
You long-winded
persecution, and hid their texts to preserve the knowledge. This isn't about faith, it's about knowledge. They understood that to see the world as it truly is requires shattering every comforting belief you've ever held. It's brutal, it's terrifying, but it's the only way to understand the scale of the deception. So here you are, living, breathing, thinking in...
I did not know this clip was so boring. I didn't know that. Let's go forward a little bit. A lot of bit. Jeez, you still talking? Golly, how long is this clip, man? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Stop with the theatrics, my guy. Let me hear what you're saying now.
Division, it's not just...
Nothing. Jeez. What Family Guy said? Buzz Killington? Jesus Christ. Finally. Okay, let's go.
We on a smoked out airplane. Look at this shit, bro.
A Delta flight was forced to make an emergency landing after a haze filled the passenger cabin.
Breathe through your clothes, Nana.
The Boeing 717, carrying 94 passengers, 2 pilots, and 3 flight attendants, left Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport headed for Columbia, South Carolina, before declaring an emergency and returning to Atlanta to land.
We are being evacuated off of the plane.
After landing, people on board used inflatable slides to get off the plane. In a statement, a Delta spokesperson said the crew followed normal procedures by returning to the airport. The company also apologized to the passengers on board, adding that nothing is more important than the safety of our customers and people.
No,
a refund, that's important. I know we didn't fly you to where you wanted to go and you paid a lot of money, but there's nothing more important than our profits. So sorry that we couldn't get you to your destination. But we didn't crash. We didn't crash. And that's a plus.
Roster, no hoes, just me, my bush, and my EBT card against the world.
What did this broke hoe just say? Let me just bring this back right fast. She said some broke hoe stuff. Let me see.
Safety of our customers and people.
No roster, no hoes, just me, my bush, and my EBT card against the world.
White girls be having EBT cards? I mean, I don't mean to be racist. I mean, I know you could be on food stamps, but you just telling people? This is a thirst trap. But she's trapping for a broke ninja. You know these women, and that's creepy too. Women want broke lame dudes. They want them. You might be saying, how you figure a girl want a broke lame dude? Because then she got a reason to LeBron James it and complain. You know, LeBron, he sabotages himself. He know he's gonna lose, but he's got to have plausible deniability as to why he lost. He can't lose because he's just a lame. So it's Luka's fault. It's the coach's fault. It's the management's fault. It's the rest of the team. It's their fault. I'm the king. It's not my fault. And he got that from his mother. Women are like that. That's what this girl is doing. That's why she's advertising this. Is I got an EBT card. She don't want no 6-figure dude. She wants a lame. She wants a broke dude. So that way she can say, I'm not able to keep rising to the top. Keep rising to the top. Because this lame dude is holding me down. He's a weight around my neck. It's deep, right? It's not that deep. It's not. Yeah, see, she's looking for a lame dude. Lames, DM me.
If you've come across this video, there's a reason and you need to watch. Here we go.
I'm sick and tired of making athletes greats, all-time greats that aren't the best examples. Stephen A., you want athletes to be educated on this and understand this. They got to understand the importance of showing up to the All-Star game and being on the court. Because you're making 100, 200, 300 million, you should be out there banged up. You should be. That's why we pay you, is to max out. I don't care if you play 50 years. I want your best 10. I want you on the court dominating. I want you to go all out. I want Michael Jordan. I want Kobe. That's what I want in every sport. That's the guy that I follow. You're a different version than that, you don't get my respect.
Finally, someone understands. This is a hockey guy. That Four Nations tournament that they had, well, it brought in almost 10 million views. The NBA All-Star Weekend didn't even bring in 5 million.
Something about black dads that's so funny to me, but I love, is the fact that they don't like any other hairstyle besides your natural hair. You can literally go and spend hundreds of dollars on a sew-in or whatever you want to spend it on, and he's going to tell you that he likes you better with your natural hair.
Can someone explain to me how a man can work all day to keep a woman home nice and comfortable and he'll come home to no punani, no home-cooked meal, and a dirty house? I mean, isn't the whole point of staying home to help make the person who's working all day's life easier?
Oh, this escape room is so hard. I don't think I'll ever leave.
This is a bookstore.
Oh.
You see, this is why I told you I gotta chill with them filters, gang. Cause they say a woman is going viral for a filter mishap while filming in a fast food drive-thru. That's tough. And I ain't gonna lie, she violated, gang. Oh, y'all don't believe me? Let's roll the clip.
Yes, you can refuse to be pulled.
Whoa, the spots. Bitch turned into a leopard. What do they call those, liver spots? Yeah.
That was tough.
She got herpes on her head right here. Golly, you gotta stop letting dudes just bust off right there. Gross.
Cause I don't care what y'all say, gang. This and this is two different people. Them filters should just be named catfish, cause that's what it's given. You know, sometimes y'all get the recording and y'all moving a little too fast and the filter stay right on the screen, but your face won't. That's how you get to really see how someone looks. You'll be shocked at the wonders that them filters work. So yeah, if you ever want to know how a chick really look, all you gotta do is watch they Instagram stories, especially when they mad and they get the ranked in.
You want to know how a girl really looks? See her in person. And then that might not even really be her. You want to see how she really look? Bitch, take a shower right now and then get out. Put on your towel. Don't put nothing else on but a towel. Then you're going to see how she really look. And then that might not be. You might say, all right, now open your legs up. I got to see if there's something dangling down there. Just no dangle? Okay. And that still might not be everything. She might got the dangly in the drawer. Boy, it's an evil world we live in, ain't it?
And the Raven, they gonna move real quick, and you gonna see what's really going on, gang. You gonna see what's really going on.
Ever wondered why graduates wear this hat? The hat is a square and a circle. The square created by the square. The circle created by the compass, which is the Freemasonic square and compass. The circle is eternal, no beginning, no end. The square creates the square, which is beginning and end. Spirit and matter, mind over matter, the compass over the square. But in this case, we have the square over the circle, which represents matter over the spirit. The graduation cap symbolizes dominance of matter over spirit, representing the conditioning imposed by Saturnic energy. Hence why it's a black cap for the black cube of Saturn. That's why judges wear a black robe representing reinforcement and limitation. This is not a coincidence. Is university just conditioning to limit the human mind?
Man, I don't give a damn.
University is an employee factory. School altogether is an employee factory. And that's what I believe. Maybe it's not that. It sure seems like that to me, though.
What y'all say? You cannot tell me Natalie Nunn is not part of the agenda. First of all, wait. Who the hell is this? Hold up. All right, there we go. First of all, this girl used to act like a straight white girl. And then when she found out that she can profit off of black culture, that's when she started dressing like this. And you cannot tell me she don't be...
She's not just profiting off of black culture. She's profiting off of whore culture. They're whores. Look how these girls are dressed. The only thing they can sell is their bodies. They look like a bunch of prostitutes. What are you, like Playboy bunnies? That's what she's selling. She's using what she got to get what she wants. She's not acting black. Brother, what are you talking about?
Using these girls going to different countries, Dubai, Jamaica, and she making some extra money. If you know, you know. There be some scandalous stuff going on behind the scenes. I be hearing they be taking these girls' passports so they can't go back. I be hearing that they be making these girls hang out with dudes they don't want to hang out with just to make some extra money. And you cannot tell me every time that they be having these baddies auditions, that be like it's like an auction. Like you gotta fight just to be on the show. You gotta act like a ratchet little twank. Man, listen, she know what she doing and she playing right in y'all face. And y'all over here falling for it every time. They go out to eat, they fight. They go to a different country, they fight. They have a conversation, they fight. It's like, damn, these girls cannot breathe.
What would Natalie Nunn look like if she had a golden ratio face?
Even if... is that how she really looks? Give me a second to enjoy the regular version of her face. The normal version. Just because her face is not normal. She got a weird face. Her parents don't got a good mix. Shout out to my black people. Because all light-skinned people are not pretty just because they're light. Take it from a doll collector. I know what pretty face molds look like. I don't just buy any old Barbie doll. She got to be... The eyes got to be in the right place. The nose got to be in the right shape. Sometimes you get a doll that's got a wonky eye. Ugh. All of this. It's all over the place. Yeah, I'm glad y'all tuned into this live because I gotta take all of this stuff out. All of this, I just gotta take it out. But we're gonna keep going into the next few minutes.
The search for a missing TikTok creator has sadly ended with the discovery of his body. Friends and family found Jair Schneider's body in an SUV in some woods near a Clayton County intersection. The 31-year-old vanished earlier this month, but loved ones used cell phone data to track his location. Police say the SUV appears to have hit a tree. Schneider leaves behind a young son. And that's your update from Fox 5 Atlanta. Download Fox Local.
Now, she has a nice face mold, and the black dude, because I buy boy dolls to, hang out with my girl dolls. The dude who, Jair, that passed away, he got a good face mold too. But Natalie Nunn, terrible.
For live streaming news and more.
Thank you.
I really hope.
Thank you. Now, let's get into this next video. This one right here.
I went down that KFC rabbit hole, and let me tell you this. If this video don't stop you from stuffing your face with their finger-licking chicken, nothing will. So y'all remember KFC's full name was Kentucky Fried Chicken, but they changed it in 1991. Now the question is, why did they change it? Well, let's just say this. When you look it up on Google, they're not trying to tell you the right thing, but I remember. And shout out to one of these creators for refreshing my memory. So in 1991, Kentucky Fried Chicken had to change its name to KFC because they weren't selling chicken. You heard me, right? Now, if you look it up on Google, Google will say they changed their name because they didn't want people hanging on the word fried. But that's bullshit. And let's say allegedly, because we know how TikTok kicks. So again, they had to change that name because they wasn't able to call it Kentucky Fried Chicken because they wasn't selling chicken. So now, when you look at that and you ask yourself, what were they selling? No, really, what were they selling if they wasn't selling chicken? Now, you see the video about KFC that I dropped yesterday. Guy is walking in gravy. Guy dips another guy in gravy, and this guy turns into chicken. Yeah, you heard me, chicken. And again, you have to ask yourself, what the hell does dipping a person in gravy have to do with fried chicken? They're telling you something without telling you something. What are they really cooking? Now, and again, I'm not saying anything. All I'm doing is just pointing you in the right direction.
What direction did you point me in? I'm more confused now watching this than I was before I got here.
What did that have to do with fried chicken?
I'll tell you, this egg, it's Ishtar. It's Easter, pardon me. That's what it has to do with. And that's why I played this video, because this actually came out a couple of months before Ishtar. Easter.
Chicken. Is that really fried chicken? I'm out.
I mean, that's dope that you can program that thing to do that, but can it just do that? Can it just, you turn it on and it just go and do that? I'm not sure.
the real question is, why are they doing this? And I think MK Ultra has something to do with it. I think the music industry in general, it's just a mini version of MK Ultra, because the record labels, they push out all of these artists' music. And even if the music isn't good, it gets stuck in your head. I mean, after making these videos, all of the songs get stuck in my head and I can't stop myself from humming it. But now imagine the actual fans of these celebrities, the ones that are developing an emotional connection through their music, and on top of that, they're singing their lyrics over and over again, or they're just physically attracted to them. So now when this celebrity goes out and does satanic rituals or just dark stunts and they start pushing agendas, the fan doesn't even care anymore because they're so obsessed with this person that everything starts to become normalized now. And when you realize who owns the record labels, it makes sense why they're using these celebrities through their music to push these weird agendas.
Certain people in the music industry have a handler. Where Diddy was originally at, and he got let go. Who picked him up? Clive Davis. That day, he acquired his handler. The music went boom. When they seen he was maxing out in music and it wasn't working for him no more, where did they move him to? TV. Start doing the making the bands. Then it went to merch, right? When that shit phased out, then he went to the revolt shit, then he went to the liquor. The Ciroc shit phased out. He was supposed to be moved elsewhere. But the liquor gave him the feeling that he had back when the music was popping. When they give him the De Leon, you got your run and we're gonna move you elsewhere. You know what Diddy said? Fuck that. I've got $1 billion. I'ma tell you what I'ma do. Now, as they're building you, they're also establishing something, bring your ass down if they have to.
Oh, I gotta blur that out. YouTube is not gonna let that rock. So good thing you was here for the live.
Yes, this will get a lot crazier in 1 second. But first, what in the world are we seeing right here? I like how in 2025, and even a few past years, everything is blatantly in the open for all to see. By the way, this video is entertainment for satire, but right in our face. And we don't think they're using the technology to do something not related to this. And this part's even worse, and I'll tell you why, but in this country right here, they have literal robots, powered by AI, literally building cars without fault, without error. So let me ask you this, if they can build cars, what else can they do? Everything. Do you really believe that your job is going to be secured in 10 years when they're selling robots just like this for what, 10 grand? Say you get paid 60 grand. They could replace you with 6 of you that would never make an error. And you would not be able to find work. You would own nothing. And you would also be happy watching things like this on TV. Everybody you know will be affected. You better find some kind of work or job or side job where you work for yourself and they can't do it better than you. In 2025, nothing is real.
Also, this is an actual thing.
This is a place where people find their husband or wife.
Is this serious?
Yeah, this is serious.
Is this a marriage market?
这里是相亲市场，对吧？相亲角，对吧？对的。Yes, this is a marriage market.
Oh. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I like that. I like how Speed, true to us as black men, he looked at her booty and he like, dang, that's a lot. I don't remember. Well, I'm saying I don't remember Asians having all that like that. And Speed probably was like, I didn't know Asian girls had that at all. I didn't know this was a market where you come and you just get married. You just out here getting married. This is a part of why these women are just taking all your men. It's like, what you want us to do? They giving coochie away. Were we supposed to say no? Would you as a woman say no if a dude wrote his phone number on a $20 bill? No, you might not call him, but you gonna take the 20? Stop lying to yourself.
Please.
So everyone is talking about the KFC commercial, but I haven't really seen anyone talking about the golden egg and the significance of the golden egg that is depicted in the commercial. Let's talk about the significance of the golden egg. there is a Assyrian queen named Semiramis, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, who was associated with the Babylonian goddess Ishtar, who is known to be associated with Easter, which is a pagan holiday. Semiramis was the mother and also lover / wife, I guess, of Nimrod, who was a Babylonian king in the Bible. Nimrod was the builder of the Tower of Babel. AI is a modern day Tower of Babel. They are trying to tell you something. This queen or goddess was believed to have come down in a moon egg. That's why Ishtar is associated with Easter and the eggs. I have been reading scripture a lot more lately, and I kept coming across Paul. He was telling someone to tell the new disciples, the new believers in Christ, make sure they know not to eat food sacrificed to idols. Again, in Revelation chapter 2, he's talking about that woman Jezebel. All these good things to say about the church, but then this woman Jezebel, I have this against you. You are allowing her in your churches to teach people to fornicate and to eat food sacrificed to idols. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about it's better to eat a plate of vegetables with a friend than to eat, like a big nice meal with an enemy. But I really feel like we need to pay attention to those verses about not eating food sacrificed to idols. There's significance to it, and that commercial just showed us why.
Hey, it's Glamham. Does Bouvet Island have a visitor? And we weren't invited? If we travel 63 miles northwest of Bouvet, we find this perfectly natural right-angled cloud. I'm sure it's just an atmospheric phenomenon. Now, let's behave. And it measures, over 200 square miles. But I'm sure that's just how clouds are made these days. I mean, it must be a lot to be a cloud. There's also these strange artifacts, which could be satellite imagery artifacts, but to be honest, I can't say I've seen them before. Our little island's only 49 square miles, so I hope they've prepared a good parking spot. Let me know what you think about perfectly natural right-angled cloud, and I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. Oh no, there was some more. Okay, well then let's check that out. We'll let it come in. It's coming.
19th, 2025. Take a look at what began last night at 6 p.m. into current time. Watch the entire southeast. It's like a freaking disco party. Absolutely zero moisture in the sky, so that is not what's causing this right now. But look at all these next red tower. They will tell you this is completely normal. RF interference, dust, bugs, birds, you name it. They will tell you it is that. We know better. We know that these things are set off by many other things, including weather modification, which is one of the most taboo subjects on the internet, including X. Take a look at this. This is absolutely insane. Look at these frequencies going on. Every single state in the southeast, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up to Virginia, the entire southeast. I mean, these are frequencies you do not see every day. This entire southeast quadrant of the United States is completely covered in these things, and all they do is excuse it away with the most insane excuses I've literally ever heard. Because this is not birds or bugs in any way, shape, or form. This is absolutely something else, and it's been happening in the southeast for a while. And I've been covering these charts for years and years now, and some of these situations have literally never taken place. This is one of the most chaotic scenes I've seen in a 12-hour period. As I said, reaching back from 6 p.m. yesterday to current time. You're looking at the actual current chart we have right now at 10:58 a.m. on March 19th, 2025. So my friends, I ask again, what do you think is going on here? Is it weather modification, or is it a bunch of birds? Now, just in case some of you don't believe me, take a look at current time and the southeast. Not a drop of moisture in the entire area. We just had this large system pull off the eastern coast after affecting the northeast, southeast, the middle of the country. This was a massive storm. And now we have another one forming just underneath the Dakotas, coming down into the central part of the U.S. near Oklahoma. Iowa, you can see the low pressure system right there. But it doesn't even reach the southeast for another 18 to 20 24 hours. So why are the next red towers going this absolutely crazy when there's nothing going on? Now, if you think it's dust, it's not dust either. We would see that hint of dust in the southeast causing the radars to do that, the RF interference. You can see dust down in here though, because we have that rolling off of the African coast across the Atlantic Ocean, so we can see what dust would look like in heavy amounts. We see nothing like that anywhere near the southeast. And that, my friends, is why I research this stuff nonstop, because all they do is give us these insane excuses. We see it with our own eyes. There's no moisture. There's absolutely nothing that can be affecting these radar in this way, other than the fact that they're doing some sort of testing that they don't want us to know about. These next red towers were built back in the 90s. The publicly released amount of information about the power they use, what they're capable of, and it's all lies. These things are way more capable than we are being told. They are constantly being upgraded, and that is the reason they are hidden inside those white looking balls. Nobody knows what's inside of those things unless you go up there and look yourself. They can tell you and show you visuals of what they say are in them, but we don't know. Nobody can get near any of these sites. So with that said, my friends, leave your thoughts down below. The videos will be coming now more and more normal, and I appreciate every second you guys take to watch. Leave your questions and thoughts down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.
I say, let's muzzle them. Let the lie detector do it. We want your secret recipe for the 25 cents. And we want it now. You're going to tell us now?
Why, it's my pleasure, lady.
Go ahead, tell us.
First, we take some eggs, and some milk, and
Yes, Colonel.
some flour, and savory.
And?
And then we have 4 ounces.
4 ounces of what?
4 ounces of... 4 ounces of grandfather's overcoat.
Give up, girls. How to blend 11 herbs and spices that make Kentucky Fried Chicken so finger-licking good. That's the Colonel's secret. Forever.
Now, Colonel, let's try it again, and this time the truth.
Finally, I had 3 shoelaces and a hubcap.
Go back 25, 30 years, you'll find people telling you that anatomically modern humans didn't exist until 50,000 years ago. Then in Morocco, they found evidence of anatomically modern humans 300,000 years ago. Humans just like us, with the same brains, the same capacities, the same abilities than us. Once you start extending that timeline back, you're leaving much more room for an advanced civilization to emerge. This was a civilization that flourished during the Ice Age and that was obliterated almost completely in the cataclysm of the Younger Dryas. There were survivors. Those survivors left their fingerprints in places like Göbekli Tepe. After the Younger Dryas was over, they then sought to initiate hunter-gatherers into their system of knowledge.
Y'all, it's happening again. So if you don't know, I've been studying this phenomenon that we've been seeing, by the way, only in the United States, accompanied by really bad storms. It's about to get a lot weirder in 1 second. Like I've showed you in other videos, the same exact thing has popped up in multiple different states, always with the bad storm. Always the same exact colors, and no, it's not a transformer. Most of the time, these things are recorded in open fields when nothing else is around. Alright, remember how I said it's about to get weirder in 1 second? Check this out. Meanwhile, all this stuff is going on, the electronics in multiple cities have been going crazy and glitching. This is one video of so many, again, only in the United States. So what exactly is happening in the United States that brings a whole bunch of glitching in the sky, colors, and glitching with electronics? And not only is it electronics glitching and the sky glitching, some of the biggest and some of the heaviest hail we have ever seen in the United States have been falling every single day, just piling up so deep. This isn't even the same video I showed you yesterday. So I guess my question is, what's happening in only America where only this stuff is happening?
Here's 8 dark facts about the 2011 tsunami that show the dark side of nature. Alright, number 1, over 18,000 people died in the 2011 tsunami in Japan. And like most disasters like this, it's hard to get the number exactly right because thousands of people were swept out to sea or buried under rubble and never found and reported. So what caused the tsunami was a 9.1 earthquake that struck around 2:46 p.m. on March 11, 2011. And it lasted for 6 minutes and was so strong that many people thought the world was actually ending. It then created documented a tsunami that struck the coast within minutes, with waves as high as 133 feet in certain areas. There were reports of people being on 4-story high buildings that were swept away. Entire towns were literally wiped off the map within seconds. Like, the town of Osuchi lost a majority of its leadership when they were all in the city hall, the mayor and many other officials, and the wave actually hit the city hall and crushed them, and then 60% of the town was either lost or injured during the tsunami. Some crazy videos, and here's a couple screenshots. I can't always show them because they'll get taken down. This is as it started to hit and make it into the streets. People are scrambling to get to safety, and the dude over there, he ends up taking his time, but I don't think he ends up making it.
That's the crazy part about China. All their technology, but at the same time, it's a lot of typhoons, earthquakes, and then their government is kind of, it seems like our government is taking cues from them. They're taking plays out of their playbook.
A few seconds later, and just a few seconds later it looks like that. So it goes to show you how quickly these waves move. Japan is known to have some of the best warning systems in the world for tsunamis, but this one just moved so quickly and it reached such high levels that even evacuation centers were engulfed. Crazy survivor story is that they found a guy on what was left of his roof that was 9 miles out at sea and had survived. And another older dude clung onto a tree for 2 days and ended up surviving. And one of the more spooky supernatural things that came along with the event was locals started reporting seeing ghosts in the heavily hit areas. They described them as dripping wet and asking for directions, or even getting into taxis and then later vanishing. One taxi driver even made a log of all of his phantom passengers. There became so many reports of this that actually inspired several documentaries and even a book about it, which is called Ghosts of the Tsunami. The earthquake was so powerful that it literally shifted the Earth's axis 8 inches, and it moved Japan 8 feet eastward. I'm terrified for anything above like a 9.1 or a 9.3 at this point. And as if the tsunami wasn't bad enough, it ended up causing a nuclear disaster as well. And that's because the Fukushima nuclear plant ended up having 3 cores melt down because of the loss of power and their cooling systems, which meant that deadly levels of radiation was spewing out into the air and water. I didn't realize how gruesome the radiation poisoning was for the people that were there, and we're going to talk about that in part 2. And it's pretty dark, but if you guys want that video, let me know.
This world ain't supposed to be like this. This is all wrong. We fight and we're fighting for the wrong things. Everybody measures success in having a car, having a big house, but success is measured in your happiness. Because if you ain't happy, it don't mean a damn.
And right after that, they said Martin went crazy. Right after that, I remember seeing that on Arsenio Hall in the 90s. Right after that.
Have you heard about backrooms or liminal spaces and ever wondered why they're so creepy? A guy emailed me and told me that there's probably something darker going on with those images and you shouldn't go looking for them. I got a spooky scary story time submission email from a guy who said that for the last 8 years he's worked as a market researcher, and usually this job is pretty straightforward. Basically, brands hire the company that he works for to conduct market research. So say it's a cat litter brand, and the cat litter brand is trying to figure out if this new cat litter is going to be appealing to consumers. The market research company will send out a mass email or call a bunch of people on their database and screen them to see if they want to come and participate in this study, and then in turn they'll get paid. The market research company will then go back to the brand and be like, this is what we found. And those kinds of studies are what this guy's done for the last 8 years. He said nothing out of the ordinary. It's just been like product testing, brand redesign feedback, until this one study. He said sometimes brands keep their identity confidential to avoid bias. It's not that unusual. So when this one came in without a name attached, he didn't bat an eye. And the study didn't make sense to him because there was no product to test, there was no advertising materials to review, there was nothing to evaluate. All that they were supposed to do in this study was show a series of images to the market research participants. Just images, that's it. So he's like, okay. So it's not his job to find the participants, somebody else in the company does that. But the night before, he is going through the images. They were already loaded onto their system and he's clicking through. And he said he was expecting to see some brand logos that he recognized or something familiar. But instead it was just this odd string of images. All of the images were of places, odd, eerie, sterile environments. A dimly lit hallway with identical doors stretching forever. There was one of a hotel lobby that looked like it hadn't been updated in decades. An underground parking garage with spaces that stretch in every direction and all were unmarked. There were no people or no products placed in any of these images, and they didn't seem to have anything in common except that they left him with an unsettled feeling. There was no text, no captions, and he didn't understand what he was supposed to be studying, like people's emotional reactions. And if so, he didn't understand why this study specifically had such a rigorous screening process for the applicants that they selected. The brand or company that had set up this study wanted specifically people between the ages of 28 and 35 who had lived in at least 3 different states and had experienced deja vu. He said to give some context on why this was strange, normally studies select a wide variety of people from all different backgrounds because they want to understand a wide perspective. So the next day at work, before the study begins and they begin bringing in these participants, he asks his supervisor, like, hey, what's this study about? And the supervisor just says, I don't know. All we were hired to do was show these images and ask these people these questions. So this dude's like, okay, a paycheck's a paycheck. And the studies lasted 1 hour, and they would bring these people in and sit them in front of a large screen one by one and show them these images. The questions that they were supposed to ask seemed normal at first. They would be like, does this place remind you of anywhere? How does this image make you feel? But then they got stranger. It would be like, did you notice anything move? If there was a door in this image, where would it lead? And finally, when was the last time you remember seeing this place? And he said the last question was the one that made people stop. Like almost all of them started to say never, but then they would stop and hesitate. And then they would be like trying to remember where they saw that place, but they could never remember where they saw it. One man in the study, he said, laughed and was like, this has to be a joke, right? Like I dreamed of this place last week. And he said in the 8 years he's been doing this, in the whole time, there's never been anybody that's walked out of a study until this one. There was this one image of an office and all the chairs were turned away from the camera. And one woman saw the image and she got visibly upset and stood up. Dimly lit lighting, and she apparently saw the image and she looked at him and said, I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing these. And she got up and said, I can't complete this study. And she walked out.
And that's how they knew to make the back rooms. That's how. That's what these studies be about. That's why I played this. You know, these, you want to sign up for a study, you're low on money, we'll pay you for this study. They're doing testing to see what more deviltries, what other deviltries and effery that they can do to the people. Allegedly. Maybe that's not what they're doing, but I mean, you know, the devil is always causing mischief. That's his job, and he's good at it.
One man stopped him and said, when have you shown me these before? And he's like, well, that would be impossible. I've never met you before. And the man said, then why do I know what's on the other side of that door? A lot of people looked visibly upset when they left the study, and they would collect their check and walk out. And so after like 2 or 3 days of them doing this study, he went up to his supervisor and was like, I think something is wrong with this study. Like, this is visibly disturbing these participants. Just tells them again, like, I don't know which company this is from. I don't know why they're asking. That's not our job to find that out. Like, all we're supposed to be doing is collecting the information that they want and sending it back to them. Like, and the 3rd day was the last day that they were doing this study, but then a new instruction was added. At the end of each participant study, each participant was handed a piece of paper and told to write down what they remembered about the images. When they were done, they were instructed to collect the images and then, without reading them or copying them or putting them anywhere, to put them in a shredder in front of the people who wrote them. He said he will never forget the look on some of these people's faces. Some looked panicked, some looked confused, some asked him why he did that. He said he didn't have an answer to give them, and it was just part of the study. Doesn't know what results were found from that study because no conclusions were drawn. They just shared what they found with the brand, the confidential brand, whoever paid for. And that was the end of it. He doesn't know what they were looking for, but he says he doesn't think that that answer is meant to be found. At the end of his email, he said he wanted to be clear that this was not a medical study. The company he works for does strictly market research for products and product testing and advertisements. He said he knows this email was long and it sounds unbelievable, but he swears it happened. And he said that each participant was paid $150 for an hour of their time. And he doesn't know what happened to any of them, but he did end his email with a warning. And it said, I beg of you, if you ever come across a series of images like this, if you're ever asked to participate in anything like this, you should absolutely not do it. He said, I don't know what happens if you look too long. I don't know what happens if you remember too much, but I don't think it's good. If you're curious about liminal spaces and backrooms, seriously, just type in the search bar, like liminal spaces or backrooms. Like, the images are creepy. And I don't know why they leave us with that feeling, but clearly there's a brand out there who wants to know too.
I think because humans are communal. In these backrooms and liminal spaces, there's nothing there. And it seems like they're trying to push us all to not go outside, not communicate with one another. Like, this is the way we're supposed to communicate. I'm supposed to be communicating with you in the chat. And this is not how humans were meant to be. But they don't care. The devil don't care about that. So I think that's why they're so creepy to people. Because you're alone. And people be saying that they like being alone, but no, you don't. Or else you wouldn't have a cat. You're strange, and you don't want for people to find out how strange you are. So let me just be by myself. I mean, they put it in solitary confinement. That's just you by yourself. People are broken in solitary confinement in jails and prisons. They're like, it wasn't meant for human consumption. for you to be by yourself like that. Period. And ask your boyfriend to buy. She don't got a boyfriend. This is a whore's outfit. This is what these girls is walking around outside wearing. All you have to offer is sex. So when we talk to you like all you have to offer is sex, now you want to be treated like you have more to offer than that, but you don't. You're not interesting. You're not smart. You're not a conversationalist. This is what you have to offer. Well, and then once this is, it's not I'm treating you like a piece of meat. You're dressing yourself up like a piece. This is garnish. You're putting salt on you and you're tenderizing. That's what going to the gym. You're not even trying to work out at the gym. We love it. We're like, keep doing it, no doubt. But of course, these girls are never gonna admit that. But they know that. They're never gonna admit they set a thirst trap. But they know that. And men, it's like this generation is getting a little bit smarter. They're more cautious. They're more scared. I shouldn't say they're smarter. Their fear of getting raked over the coals by one of these weird girls who looks good, but she's really a lonely jiggly hoe, is making them smarter. It's heightening their awareness to these broads. And shout out to you guys for realizing that she's not worth it. And that is a part of what's driving in that day, 7 women will take hold of 1 man. Because very shortly, I'm not sure when, because they didn't give us a time on the prophecy, these women is going to feel like, yo, I need to be married. I need to have a man by me. I need to have a man covering me. I need to have a man protecting me. Because selling my body ain't doing it. Because ain't nobody buying. When the dollar crashes, if it crashes, we don't know, and there's famine and there's drought, you're not going to be able to give your box away. Allegedly.
Do you have Tesla stock? This might be why it's declining. But Elon's smart, so you should hold on to that stock. Is Elon really concerned about his Tesla stock? Trump said don't worry about it. You'll probably just create something else that'll make your stock go back up. If you have Tesla stock, comment below your thoughts. Let's see how Tesla's doing in other countries. Is the stock declining?
Let's begin with Tesla's sales crisis. Its sales trajectory is trending downward, especially in Europe. In Germany, it's down 76% in February. In France, it's down 45%. In Netherlands, it has dropped by 24%. In Sweden, sales are down by 42%. In Norway and Denmark, the sales have fallen by 48%. Moving on to Portugal, sales are down by 53%, and in Spain, it's dropped by 10%. Outside Europe, trends seem to be similar. Tesla sales in Australia fell 71% in February compared with the same month last year. While the automaker's worldwide sales of cars produced in China were reportedly down 49%. Meanwhile, US Tesla sales remain relatively stable, but growth has slowed significantly. In California, Tesla registrations fell about 12% last year, indicating mounting challenges for the automaker in the key US market.
Here are NBA awards Steph Curry should have won. First and foremost, 2015 Finals MVP. He was the leading scorer of his team, 26 points per game compared to Iggy's 16 points per game. He got nearly the same amount of rebounds, more assists, and more steals. Iggy wasn't actually much of a LeBron stopper. Imagine stopping someone to 35.8 points per game. Next is all the way.
And LeBron fans, they know that, but they still say, oh, Iggy got the fun. It's like, they know the cap, but they still are using it. Much like a woman. She knows, you know what, let's just keep going.
Back in 2010, he should have won Rookie of the Year. He came in second in Rookie of the Year voting to Tyreek Evans. Yes, Tyreek averaged slightly more points, but Curry got more assists, more steals, played more games, won more games, and had much more efficient shooting. In 2016, Steph Curry should have made an all-defensive team, at least all-defensive second team. Remember, he led the league in steals that season. Let's compare him to a guard like Tony Allen, who made all-defensive second team that season. He got less blocks than Curry, far less steals, and even had a worse defensive rating than Curry. The idea that Curry plays bad defense defense is a myth. In 2018, Steph Curry should have won Finals MVP over Kevin Durant. Yes, Durant averaged one more point than Steph in that Finals, but I think a lot of his stats were him stat padding during garbage time. It's really hard to award any specific player a Finals MVP during such a brutal sweep. Besides, Curry went 100% from the free throw line in that series. That's pretty rare.
You know, last thing, I just found out preparing for this interview, I thought that you were black and Latin. I just found out. This whole time I thought that you were, but you're actually, you have an Italian parent and a black parent. I thought that you were like Afro-Latino. I thought this for a year. I just figured this out today. I said, because you played a lot of Latin characters.
I do.
I thought you were Afro-Latino.
There's a reason for that, because when I made a shift from playing, all the crooks, killers, robbers, and, desperate characters that I played that were labeled African American, I needed somewhere to go. And the only transition for me was to start to play Latino characters, because you saw more of them. So I was resourceful. I went, if I choose not to play this African American character, I need to start to ply another character that I can play. And so at that time, the Spanish characters, Latinos, were a little more acceptable in our entertainment.
Spanish characters have always been more acceptable. I mean, go all the way back to Ricky Ricardo. Ricardo, he was accepted. He was married to Lucy. When did we even start seeing darker guys my skin tone married to white women on television? Not in America, maybe in the UK. They've been doing that, but not in the United States.
Community. So, look, my name is Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito. I am truly that split down the middle, raised in Rome. Born in Copenhagen, raised in Rome. My brother was born in Naples. My father was born in Naples. And I come from that cultural experience.
But Italian and Spanish, they kind of sound very, very similar. They're similar. For those international people that's watching, I can't see my comments. We'll fix that. But it says there's a lot of y'all in here. So y'all leave in the comments when this goes, when after the live ends, leave your comments over there. If you are maybe from Italy, or you're from one of the surrounding places, France or somewhere over there. What else is close over there? I don't know off the top of my head. They're very similar.
Experience and household of an African American mother from Alabama, who really worked hard to get herself to International House and get a scholarship to go to Alla Scala Opera House in Naples, and then do a Porgy and Bess State Department tour, which were happening in the late 50s. So I come from that multicultural background, which I'm very proud of. But I just play, look, I was on Jay Leno a number of years ago, and I said, you know what? I'm just, I'm an Italian posing as, an African American or an American at all. Because really what roots me is the combination of that Italian and that soulfulness of being black.
You're a black Italian.
There it is.
And I played that because my wife is like that. She's split right down the middle, South Korean and black. Her father's side of the family are a Huxtable-esque kind of family. Think of the Huxtables. Her dad's family is like that. A big family, deep as far as cousins and relatives. And they don't even really have a lot of outside friends, because they're so... And families used to be like that in the 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s. Probably to the mid 1900s. They used to be like that before, these people decided, let's kill the family with... Agenda 2030, which started in the 1930s. And then her Korean family is like that, deep, and she can switch from Korean to English, and then code switch, as we call it, from speaking English to go back to Korean. And then I guess they don't call that code switching. Code switching is when you're like in the hood, and then you could switch to being from the suburbs as a person of color. She can do that too, so and there's not a lot of people who could do that. When you're mixed, you're either one or the other. It's very rarely that you're a good mix of both, in my opinion, from what I've seen in my 40 years of travels.
Read this headline. The UN reports a frightening future. Your 5-year-old now face a future with 7 times more heat waves. I mean, have you by chance seen what's happening in South Korea and, by the way, all over the world? Meanwhile, extraordinarily ominous things pop up in the sky, and the things that pop up in the sky literally is the same exact symbol from Twitter's AI. Massive coincidence, right? And of course they say it's SpaceX. And not related, as I showed you, we've been seeing them for decades. And that's decades before SpaceX. By the way, did you see the new picture that the administration put up? Are y'all buying that? What's that right there? Something fishy's afoot. And we've seen many other warnings of people preparing for the 2025 fire season, even though we're not even in the fire season, the whole world's on fire. You know, things that have been up for 1,000 years without being disturbed. Y'all better make sure your home insurance does not cancel your fire insurance. Speaking of that, this is the fire map of this location right here, which I'm not going to say. After Helene came through and destroyed everything, makes you think that there'll be nothing left there at all. Oh, and by the way, yeah, earthquakes all over the place. Y'all, the earth is falling apart and fast and people can't see it. Find Jesus, we're almost out of here.
So this looks good, but I just always want to go like this and just show the girls sometimes, like, they need to breathe.
Thank you to my channel members. We said thank you, ha, to my channel members. No diddy when I say member. Thank you to my channel members. Fuck you if you're not a member. Nah, I'm just kidding, but seriously, join. Thank you